Welcome to JMW's Inside Man YouTube channel. Patrick Boyers is a solicitor here at JMW Solicitors and specialises in transport law. Now, Patrick, I've seen quite a lot of electric bikes or e-bikes on the road recently, but the DVSA are clamping down. Can you just give me an idea of what's happened, please?
Yeah, the DVSA are the enforcement authority for a number of different aspects of e-bikes. They've got various powers. They can prosecute, they can investigate, and they've decided to look more closely at the legalities of the bikes and products that we see whizzing around on the roads and in private areas.
And I know that you've recently had some success. Can you just explain what's happened there, please?
The long story short is that different bikes have different output, they have different wattage, and different wattage require different criteria to be met by the distributor and the manufacturer. We've recently had some success in challenging, to an extent, the DVSA's view on what the proper testing method is. And what we're hoping is for a bit more clarity and a bit more engagement going forwards with the sector and the industry of e-bike distributors and manufacturers. And hopefully, moving forward, the DVSA will be clearer, the sector will be clearer on what the correct way of assessing the output of these e-bikes is. And that can only be a good thing for both the DVSA and manufacturers and distributors of these products.
And Patrick, you'll have to excuse my ignorance, but what constitutes a legal e-bike and one that might be more problematic?
Well, it depends on the qualities of the bike. Different bikes have different outputs and different wattages. If it's the case that a bike exceeds 250 watt, then it becomes a risk of being caught by requirements such as type approval and insurance. But it's a question of how you test a bike to make sure or to see if it does exceed those 250 watts. And then even in circumstances where the bikes have a higher output, there's a question of how they might be advertised. So ultimately, there are exemptions in place for bikes used on private land. And if the distributor manufacturer is advertising high wattage bikes for private land usage, then it might be that is a compliant and legal bike. So there's a lot of question marks in the actual sector and industry at the moment as to what a compliant bike might look like.
And how can you and the transport law team here at JMW Solicitors help manufacturers and distributors of e-bikes?
So, I mean, ultimately, it's a question of them having a conversation with us. We're happy to look at products, any sort of technical files, and we're happy to give a steer on what may or may not be compliant and may or may not be what the DVSA are expecting to see. I'd definitely just tell them to get in touch if there's any concerns over the product that they're putting out on the road or to customers.
Thank you very much, Patrick. And if you'd like to contact Patrick, you can email insideman@jmw.co.uk or call 0161 82 81 999. Please also subscribe to the JMW Inside Man YouTube channel for the latest legal news, hints and tips. I'm Dominic Walker, JMW's Inside Man.